بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now in this video we are going to learn again the same thing what we did in our previous classes. We'll try to understand our logical topology, but this time I'm going to use something sub-interfaces here. You can see here I got a router 1 which is connecting to router 2 here on the other end, and it is not connecting directly to a physical interface, so it is connecting to my sub-interfaces. So which means the same port F0 by 0 is F0 by 0, it is connecting to both the sides by using a separate sub-interfaces. So in this type of scenarios, how or what are the configurations we need to do and how the configurations will be. At the end they are all connected the same way what you'll see on the right side here. You can see the diagram here, the same standard diagram I'm using here. Now the first thing we need to figure out what is the default design topology, how they are connected here. So the first thing what I'll do is I'll start with F0 by 0 here. So F0 by 0 is connecting to my switch 1 here. So it's connecting to my switch 1, R1 F0 by 0, you can see it's connecting to my switch 1 on port number F0 by 1. Okay, and then the other end of the device here you can see router 5. Router 5 is connecting to F0 by 0 here. This is again F0 by 0. Router 5 F0 by 0. So router 5 is connecting to F0 by 0 again on switch 1. This is again, so which means F0 by 5 here. So let me draw the physical topology at the bottom. Now I'll draw the physical topology here. Now switch 1 is connecting to, and all the sides you can see F0 by 0 here. You can see F0 by 0, F0 by 0, F0 by 0, which means all the devices are connecting to the same port, which means now it is connecting to router 1 on F0 by 0 or F0 by 1, and then router 1 is again connecting to router 5 the same way. It's connecting to router 5. Also it is connecting to router 2, which is here, router 2. So now what are the things we need to do? So now if you see here, now this router 1 F0 by 0 port is actually divided into sub-interfaces. So when we see sub-interfaces, which means we are going to use sub-interfaces on the router 1, which means even though physically we have one link, but we are logically separating them into two different networks by using two different sub-interfaces. One for VLAN 15, that is between 1 to 5, and the other one for VLAN 12, which is from 1 to 2. So we are going to create two VLANs here, and I'm going to create sub-interfaces here, and this router 1 is created with two sub-interfaces, F0 by 0.15 and F0 by 0.12, and both the sub-interfaces are having a different IP addressing scheme here, you can see. And on the other end, now this port, whatever the port connecting on router 2 should be configured in the VLAN. This port F0 by 2 should be in the VLAN 12, and this port should be in the VLAN 15. And now this port, as it is using sub-interfaces, which means it is carrying two VLAN traffic, now the link which is connecting to router 1, which is creating sub-interfaces, must be configured as a trunk. So this is the final configuration we should have. Now this port belong to VLAN 15, VLAN 12, VLAN 15, and this port do not belong to any VLAN because the opposite side we are using sub-interfaces, which means it has to be configured as a trunk link, which is going to carry the VLAN 12 traffic, VLAN 15 traffic. So this concept is similar to your inter-VLAN routing. If you remember, it's the same concept. So similar kind of configurations. So let us try to do the things practically here. So I'll move on with my configurations. I got all the three devices, 4 devices actually I'm using here. So I'll start with router 5 on the left side bottom here. This is router 5. On the router end I'm going to do some basic configurations. Interface F0 by 0, which is connecting to my this router 10.0.15, 10.0.15.x, x is router 5, so 5, and then no shutdown command. Done. So on the router 5 part, so this is my F0 by 0. So don't worry about this interface, I'm not using that, not a problem. So this is the interface which I are using, 10.0.15.5. So this side we configured VLAN 15, and on the router 2 also I'll simply go to router 2 and I will do the basic configurations. I'll start with router 2 interface F0 by 0 and I'll try to assign the IP address as 10.0.12.2 with the default subnet mask, /24 subnet mask. Now if you see here, router 2, I just assigned the IP address here. So on the router 2, router 5, I just assigned the IP address. So on the router 1, I'm not going to assign the IP address on the physical interface. On the router 1, I'm going to use sub interfaces. So let us go to router 1. Now on the router 1, I just need to check, is there anything configured? Yes, there are something pre-configured, so I'll try to erase those things. Just make it as a blank router. Now on the router 1 end, it is using two sub interfaces here. So I'm going to use sub interface configurations. Let us do that. So on the router 1, I'll say router 1 interface F0 by 0. No IP address. Anyway, we don't have IP address, but the physical interface has to be in no shutdown state before we use sub interfaces. And I'm going to say F0 by 0.12 sub interface, which is connecting to my router 2, and I'll say encapsulation.1q VLAN 12, and then I'll say IP address 10.0.12.1 and /24 subnet mask. And similar way, I'll go to my another interface, the same interface, but another sub interface, which is connecting between router 1 and router 5 as 15, and I'll say encapsulation.1q15, and then I'll say IP address will be 10.0.15.1. Done. So I'm going to give show IP interface brief. So these are the two sub interfaces which I created here, and the next thing what I need to do is I finish the configurations on router 5, just a normal IP address, router 2 normal IP address on the physical interface. On the router 1, I created two sub interfaces with two different networks for these specific VLANs. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to configure the router 1 facing interface has to be trunk, because it is going to carry that sub interface traffic, which means carrying multiple VLAN traffic. So I have to go to switch 1. On the switch 1, I need to go to my interface F0 by 1, which is facing router 1. It has to be configured as trunk switch port encapsulation, and then we can even say trunk allowed VLAN. So it's something recommended command, because when I say VLAN 12, 15, now this trunk link is going to carry only the traffic coming from VLAN 12 and VLAN 15, because that is the only thing, because we can reduce unnecessary broadcast on these interfaces from other VLANs. So it's recommended command. I'm going to allow VLAN 12 and VLAN 15 only, because this interface connecting between router 1 and router switch 1 is only going to carry VLAN 12 and VLAN 15 traffic. If you don't give this command, it really will not do anything. It still works, but it is recommended command, so that we are saying that only VLAN 12 and 15 traffic should be allowed on this trunk link. Remaining traffic will not be sent. So it really optimization recommended command. So now if I verify show interface trunk, I can see F0 by 1 is a manual trunking with 802.1q encapsulation, and I'm going to use allowing VLAN 12 and VLAN 15. And the final thing is verification part. Now router 1 must be able to ping to this as well as these two interfaces. So if they are able to ping, which confirms that our configurations are perfect. Let us get into router 1. On my router 1, I'll verify my IP addressing. You can see there 10.0.12.1. I'll try to ping to 10.0.12.2, which is router 2. I should get the reply. If I'm getting the reply, it confirms that your connection is perfect. So if not coming, then I need to do some troubleshooting. What else I need to do? So if you remember, I missed some configurations here. I missed that part. Which part I missed? So I did everything except one thing. That's the reason it's not coming up. I configure router 5 here. Done. Perfect. I configure router 2 with IP address. Perfect. On the router 1, I created sub interfaces with the respective VLANs. I think that configuration is also correct. So in case if still not come up, I'll see. This is also correct. And I configured this link as a trunk link here. that is also correct, but I forgot to shift these two ports into the VLAN. Sorry, there should be on a separate VLAN. So this should be in the VLAN 15, this should be in the VLAN 12. There is something I missed here, that's the reason it's not working. So it's good to know. Let us finish off that part as well. So I forgot that to do, not a problem. So we really come to know what we need to do here. So switchboard mode access VLAN 15, and then I need to say switch interface F0 by 2, switchboard mode access switchboard access VLAN 12. Done. So now I think everything is perfect. So if I give show VLAN, I should see VLAN 12 and 15, port number 2 and port number 2 and port number 5, and show interface trunk. This F0 by 1 should be a trunk port, that is also correct. And the final thing is I need to verify now. Again, I'll try to verify now. Finally, now from router 1 I should be able to ping to router 2 and router 5. Let's go to router 1. On the router 1 now I'll try to ping to the same IP 10.0.12.2. you can see I'm able to ping. So similarly I'll try to ping to 10.0.15.5, which is router 5. I should be able to ping here. So this is another way of connecting your logical devices, especially by using sub interfaces. The main advantage of using the sub interfaces is we can minimize the number of interfaces required for multiple connections. So by using one physical interface I can have multiple devices connected, not only two, you can have more than two. So especially in the service provider networks, when the service provider connects their own device to the customers, so it's really very difficult for you to use separate physical interfaces for each and every customer. So we can just use these sub interface configurations also. This is one type of WAN connection which can be used by using sub interface, the third category of that.